Hello everyone, long time no see. I hope everyone is safe and happy and gaining a few kilos on your belly. No, just kidding. So today, our main focus is on helping you guys to get an effective study plan. I have got so many inquiries from students that, you know what, Shan, help me please. I'm not productive. This COVID-19 made me very sad. Why? Because I stay home every day. I can't study. The only thing I can do is eating rotis, making momos, sleeping a lot, taking a lot of naps, and I'm ending up getting 5 kilos rather than improving my speaking or my write from dictation. Let's start from speaking. Why I started with speaking? Because speaking is literally the most important session in this entire exam. You share your marks with your other sessions, your reading, your listening, and reading and listening are something that almost all of us, we are not really good with this task. So speaking is something that we need to focus a lot more on it. Now, the good fluency mark comes from which session in the speaking part? Number one, your number one priority is your describe image, and then is your repeat sentences. And then a good pronunciation comes from your read aloud, plus a little bit on your retail lecture. But the most important part is your read aloud. So here we go, our study plan. I suggest you guys to practice your read aloud every single day. It only takes you 15 minutes, maybe 7, maybe 8 sentences. That's all you need to do every single morning. Remember that. Now, I'll give you a funny story about why I suggest you this. So a while ago, I had this student, right? So he's speaking Tamil, somewhere from India. So this student, he speaks Tamil and he has a very strong accent. And because he's a gentleman, the way that he talks is very, like, everything sticks to each other. Like, for example, instead of saying yellow is the most optimistic color, and then he will say, yellow is the most optimistic color. So everything is so sticky, so everything connects to each other. So we worked together for 2 days that correct his pronunciation. And for that 2 days, he literally practiced speaking, in particular read aloud, for almost 3 hours every single day for 2 days. Today's technological market is dominated by 2 contrasting business models, the generative and the non-generative. The generative models, the PCs, Windows, and Macs of this world, allow third parties to build upon and share through them. After that, he was like, you know what, Shan, I'm going to work and I'm going to take 2 days off because, you know, my work is busy, this and that. I gave him some homework and he was like, you know, I'm too busy, I can't manage this. I was like, you can't even manage 15 minutes? He couldn't, right? So he didn't do it. And then he literally come back, not after 2 days, he came back after 5 days. Today's technological market is dominated by 2 contrasting business models, the non-generative and generative. The generative model, the PC, Windows, and Macs of this world, allow third party to build upon and share through them. The non-generative model is more restricted. As we all come from a non-English speaking background, we have our own accent. The way we speak our own language and the way we speak English, at a certain point, the pronunciation is a bit different. For example, in China, most of the Chinese people will say thank you instead of thank you. Yes, the right way we say is thank you. But quite often, we try to correct our wrong pronunciation for a day. Like say, today I remembered I should say thank you, thank you, thank you. But however, I don't say this word every day. After 2 days, when I met another person who helped me, and then I would say, oh, thank you. So I went back to square one again. So another particular example or similar rule applies to people from Korea. So in Korea, film, they can't pronounce film. They will pronounce as film. And we have a lot of students, they come here to practice their read aloud, and they will say film, right? So we help them to correct the pronunciation. They end up saying film. But the problem is that's a very short-term memory. After 2 days, if you don't practice your read aloud, again, it go back to film. I give you these 2 examples is to tell you that read aloud is something that we're supposed to do it every single day. Yes, it's only for this exam. You don't need to do it, but once you do this read aloud every day, you will end up having a PTE exam score report, a higher score. You will also have a very good English accent. However, the speed when you do your read aloud in general is slower. When we talk slow, we don't get a good fluency mark. To get our fluency mark, we also need to work on describe image, retail lecture, and also repeat sentence. Now I'm going to bundle this into 2 sessions, your retail lecture and describe image plus your repeat sentence. First of all, in the morning, we spend 15 minutes with read aloud and another 15 minutes we're going to spend on your describe image and your retail lecture. Why? Because describe image and retail lecture come together in the real exam. I have so many students, right? They practice very good describe image and retail lecture. And then they come back to me after the exam and say, Shan, God, I didn't do well in this exam. Why? Because I used the wrong template for retail lecture. Because you're so good with describe image, the given presentation, the given presentation, the given presentation, the given presentation, and then when it comes to the retail lecture, you use the given presentation. The speaker was delivering a lecture, right? So even though you managed to finish that retail lecture for the first one, but however, you will lose a lot of fluency mark because you have this gap at the beginning of your speech. So that's the reason why I suggest you guys to do your practice for your describe image, maybe 7 or 6 images, plus another 2 or 3 retail lectures every morning. So do it together every morning. And describe image, you don't need to actually practice an image for the image. You can describe anything at home, in your kitchen, in your living room, when you're watching TV, you're just picking anything, describe it. And at the same time, get another 2 or 3 retail lectures from any of your app, right? You have your Dream English app, you have your Dream English YouTube, you have all sorts of different websites. You can just use that to practice describe image, retail lecture every single morning. By the time you come to your exam, your brain knows what to do, so you are more confident and you are more flexible in handling all different tasks. The last one in the speaking is your repeat sentence. Repeat sentence is something that no one likes it. Honestly speaking, not many students are very good at repeat sentence. We all hate about it. But we have to give a lot of practice for repeat sentence every single day. I would suggest you to practice the repeat sentence from your write from dictation materials. Why? Because the repeated question from your repeat sentence is less. Whereas for write from dictation, majority of the write from dictations are repeated. So in that case, you will save your time on practicing it and help you to get good write from dictation, because if your write from dictation is good, your repeat sentence is good. And so far, we have roughly most repeated 600 write from dictations. So I would suggest you every day, you don't do it morning, you can do it any time that you want, but you should arrange roughly around 30 minutes to 1 hour on your dictation and your repeat sentence. So I would suggest you to use our Dream English practice materials if you are students. If you're not, just comment us below how to get these materials. So you listen this, you write down as we talk, with the way we learned in the class how to take your notes. Write it down. The first thing that comes to your mind is repeat it as a repeat sentence. Second one, you type it into your computer as the way that you do in the exam for your write from dictation. Here you go. You do 1 stone, 2 birds. 1 practice, but you actually practice 2 skills. 1 for your dictation, another 1 for your repeat sentence. Every day you do this, in that case, in 1 month, which means 30 days, you can practice 2 times of your 600 write from dictations. If you can practice 600 dictations for 2 times, that means 1,200 repeat sentences. I guarantee you will be fine for your real exam repeat sentences. Here we go. Your speaking will be done for a day. That will take you roughly 30 minutes plus 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour or maybe a little bit more than that. It depends on your personal speed. Okay? After speaking, the second most stressful task that our students replied is the reading. I understand. We don't like reading, in particular your reorder paragraphs and your fill in blanks. But are they important? They're extremely important. I would say they are crucial for getting a 79. You have to pass your reading. Even though in the speaking part I said you practice your read aloud does contribute maximum 21 marks to your reading, but reading itself matters a lot. So please give a little bit more time to your reading practice every day. So for reading part, you only have 2 questions, and that two sessions killing you, right? Number 1 is your fill in blanks. Everyone hates it. Number 2 is your reorder paragraphs. Yes, we're telling you that there are repeated exam questions. In fill in blanks, you literally have so far almost 1,000 repeated exam questions, about 900, a little bit more than 900, very close to 1,000. And in reorder paragraph, I would suggest you don't worry too much. Why? If your speaking read aloud is very good, your writing is pretty good, and you're listening the rest of the small questions are okay, you don't need to stress too much about your reorder paragraph. Because if your blanks are okay, your read aloud is also good, then you're okay with that. But I still suggest you to do a little bit more practice on your reorder paragraph. In total, you only need to practice reorder paragraph every day, like 5 or 10. So only time yourself, always time yourself, 2 minutes each question. So that will take you 10 to 20 minutes for a reorder paragraph practice. Afterwards, you're going to spend the rest of the time for your fill-in blanks. So in total, I would suggest you to practice your fill-in blanks and your reorder paragraph together about 1 hour. So you spend around 10 to 20 minutes on your reorder paragraph. Now the rest of the time, we need to give to your fill-in blanks. So we have 900 fill-in blanks, and you have 30 days of preparation before your exam. So easy, every day 30 fill-in blanks. Every day 30 fill-in blanks. Make sure that you go through your fill-in blanks sincerely, in a way that you practice your fill-in blanks by timing yourself. You can time yourself every 20 minutes, 10 blanks or 15 blanks. And then in that case, 40 minutes, you roughly can finish around at least 25 fill-in blanks, right? And if you have a little bit more time, so let's say if you practice 10 minutes of your reorder paragraph, then you have 15 minutes. Then you can finish 30 blanks easy. And if you're too slow for that, that means you are using the wrong method. And try to go back to your notes, see how we talked about, how did we show you that use the tips and tricks to do your fill-in blanks. And on top of that, every time when you finish your 30, 25 fill-in blanks, make sure that you go back to check your answers, because once you checked your answers, you know which blank you got wrong, and you try to read aloud on those blanks. It's not about memorizing, you try to read aloud to improve the feeling for that, and also it gives you a sense. Sometimes we don't understand the blank, but when you read out loud to yourself, you actually got the point. So that's, I say that's a sense of the language. When you read it, you actually got to understand why you choose that blank. And that's for the reading. Now, for the reading part, I actually have a very, very interesting story. Now, you see on our Facebook, Instagram, I have posted a lot of high score, like desired scores. Like we have so many students lately pass their desired 7 to 9, or even get 90, 80 plus, right? So one of the girls on the score report on the recent news, that she actually passed her rating 86. Now, she was the case that before the COVID-19, around March, she literally did once of her exam. You know what she got? She got her reading around 60. And she come back to me, she said, Shan, I did this, but there is no repeated exam question for the reading. I said, why? She said, it's all new questions. I don't know any of them. I said, did you actually practice all the materials that I gave to you from your Google Drive? She was like, oh, I did some. So when she said she did some, that means she didn't go through all of them, right? And I was like, maybe you should go through all of them. Luckily or unluckily that we had this COVID-19 lockdown. So she was working from home and she had a lot of free time. So she started to go through all of the 900 fill-in blanks. Good thing is because the lockdown is very long time, so 2 months, so she went through all of this 900 almost 2 times. And then after that, so she went to her exam, she come back, she said, you know what, I literally got all repeated exam questions. Even the previous time I got repeated, it just, I didn't go through all these real exam questions. That's why I didn't know that. That's why for me it's new. And this time I got all repeated. That's why I got 86. You know, that's the point, that go through all of the real exam questions. Only if you do that, you will taste the success. That's it?
Oh, there's a intonation should be go down, right?
Okay. Only if you do that, you will taste the success of getting a 90. So guys, if you like this video, thumb up. If you don't like this video, thumb up, thumb up, and thumb up. If you have any questions, leave it below. Subscribe this channel, follow us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. You will keep updated about the changes and new updates and new tips and tricks about PTE exam. See you soon. Bye bye. Keep yourself safe.